Hi there. So MyCast71 here. Decided to do some kind of an introduction video, say a few words about myself and show you my humble collection. I'll show the collection sort of in a chronological order, and we'll start about myself. I'm pushing on my 40s. Gonna be 40 next year. Born, raised in Israel. I'm an Israeli. Been around the knife community on YouTube for only a few months now, and when I explain about my collection, you'll probably understand. So basically, I think this was my first knife ever. It's a beat up old penknife. I think I got it from my dad or from my grandfather. Just a regular penknife. I don't ever use it right now. It just sits in my box, and just my first one. At the age of 13, I decided I wanted to do some diving, so I actually got 2 diving knives. I never really used them. I thought they were cool. I still think they're cool. I don't use them. This one actually is really great. Got you can hammer things down. It feels great. Don't know what kind of steel. Probably some kind of, I don't know, Japanese stainless steel. This one is nice. This one was the other one. Actually has sort of a sawtooth edge here, which is very poor. It doesn't do anything. Nothing. And this edge is again, these 2 knives, I just keep them because they were my first knives. Long time passed. I had some Victorinox Swiss Army tools, but forget about it. Long time after that, when I was around 29, I was in New York, living in New York with my girlfriend, who would later become my wife. And we just stopped by a shop and we thought, hey, I'll buy a knife. I bought this Mustang, which I really don't know anything about except the fact that it's AUS 8. And if I hate AUS 8, it's probably because of this knife. I just can see that one of the screws just dropped off, so it's gone. It's got actually a decent frame lock. I didn't know anything about metals, didn't know anything about locking mechanisms. Not that I'm now a big expert, but I know now more than I did then. So I got this one and never did anything with it. Finally, about a year after that, we went to Turkey, and we were walking around the market, and I saw this small lock back, and I bought it. It's actually a great knife. I used it a little as an EDC knife. Not too much. My wife actually used it. She's a painter, so she used it to cut some paint. And got some stains on it. But beside that, it's a very nice knife. So these were the knives before I actually started collecting knives. And then my wife bought me a gift, and that was a book about knives, and that got me hooked. So let's clear this and we'll see the knives that I had when I actually started collecting knives. So I started looking into knives. There's no place to buy knives cheap in Israel, and the selection was very poor. So I looked online, found KnifeWorks, and I bought, after a lot of consideration, a Benchmade. Here it is. Yeah, that was a 710 McHenry Williams, I think that's called, and it's lost. I lost my first real Benchmade knife. I don't even know where it is. It's either somewhere in the house here, or it was stolen. So that's very lame. So I was very depressed. I was actually looking at some other knives at the time, and the next knife I bought was a Gerber. This mini Applegate. it's I kept it around the car for some time. Actually, this is the only knife that ever sliced me. I was using it to cut some Ziploc, plastic Ziploc, and it's really sliced my finger here. Really good, actually. It's a decent knife. I bought my wife some knives. I bought her a Kershaw and a Spyderco, and then at some vacation I actually bought this knife, Opinel. Well, actually I bought another Opinel, but that Opinel was also ruined by my wife. I promised her not to tell you, so don't tell her I told you. But so she bought me this Opinel as a gift, just to compensate. It's a nice penknife, really nice knives. So the next batch was, I said I'm gonna go tactical, and I went tactical, and I got Boca, and a SOG. I think it's called the M model. I actually like it. 440C, which I think is a great steel. I had a great time with this knife. Very nice frame lock. It's very beefy, nice jimping. It's a great knife. Basically, if you look at a tactical knife, I think this is one of my best tactical knives. I love it. This one. It's one of the Gene Wagner reality-based blades. Again, it's 440C. I hate the grind on this one. I don't like the, I think it's the wedge grind. It's one-sided. I just hate that. The knife itself, I just could not get it to open fast, to open quickly enough. And at some time I actually carried this knife when I was on active duty in the Army Reserves, and I tried to loosen up a little this pivot screw, and after 2 weeks in my cargo pants pocket, when I took it out, I found out that actually this screw fell out. Lucky me, I never had to use it. I kept it as my backup tactical knife. I had, I think, this one for regular chores. So that's a big disappointment. I think it's a good blade. I've never used it, so I keep it next to my bed in case something goes bump at night. And this was my everyday EDC. This is probably one of the greatest EDC knives I ever had. I'm gonna do a separate review on this SOG access card. Sorry about the noise. This is just a great knife. Absolutely great knife. You got VG10 in such a slim package. Look at that. It's a great slicer. And you got the arc lock, so this thing's not gonna break on you. Well, it will actually fail on you. I'm gonna talk about this in my review. It's a great knife. Let's move on.